Hello ladies, and welcome to the mountains of Utah, where today I'm going to share with you my answers to the most frequently Googled questions on autoimmune disease. So let's take a look at these questions. So the first question is, what can cause autoimmunity? Well, there are a lot of things that can cause autoimmunity, but typically it boils down to a few main things. So the first one is a gut imbalance and a lack of nutrients in the gut, poor gut health, that kind of thing. The second one that can cause it is toxins, so things like mercury, too much mercury, and other kinds of mold poisoning, different kinds of things like that. And the third one is some kind of emotional trauma. And most people have experienced one or more of these, and also additional high amounts of stress can also cause autoimmunity as well. So those are typically a lot of the root causes of autoimmunity. There can be other things like imbalances of gut bacteria and viruses. Some people I know have even developed autoimmunity after getting COVID. There's different things like that that can cause autoimmunity, but those are really a lot of the main ones. Okay, then what are the 7 autoimmune diseases? Well, I'm not really sure what somebody means by this question. I'm assuming that they're going to mean what are the 7 most common autoimmune diseases, because there technically are more than 7 autoimmune diseases, but let's discuss what the 7 most common are. So number 1 would be Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease of the thyroid. Number 2 would be Graves' disease, which is the opposite of Hashimoto's, but is also an autoimmune disease of the thyroid. Number 3 would be celiac disease, which most people have heard of, which means they can't have gluten at all or it wrecks their gut. Number 4 would be MS, or multiple sclerosis. Number 5 would be lupus. Number 6 would be rheumatoid arthritis. And number 7 is a little bit debatable as far as the popularity of it, but I would say something like Sjögren's or Addington's disease. Some of the different ones like that would be categorized as being number 7. So those are the 7 most common autoimmune diseases. Okay, then the next question here is, what are the symptoms of autoimmunity? Well, there are a lot of different symptoms of autoimmunity, but I would say the most common symptoms of autoimmunity would be like inflammation or swelling, like in the thyroid gut area, particularly if they're thyroid disorders, neuropathy, tingling in the feet, a lot of abnormal pain all over the body, a lot of extreme fatigue even after you've slept at night. If you have abnormal thyroid levels, if you have antibodies in your body throughout your body from different reasons, those are a lot of symptoms. A lot of brain fog and the inability to focus and concentrate can also mean signs of an autoimmune disease. Also, if you get sick a lot and you feel like you're worried that if somebody sneezes, you're just going to catch that sickness, then that's a sign of having an autoimmune disorder as well. Okay, now this is an interesting one. So the next question says, what are the 5 autoimmune diseases? So again, like the first one where it says what are the 7, I'm going to assume they mean the top 5. So the top 5 would basically be same ones I listed before, but minus some of the others. So it would for sure be Hashimoto's, Graves', celiac, MS, and lupus. Although you might be debate whether or not rheumatoid arthritis is a little bit more common than lupus or MS. It just kind of depends, but on the stats that you're looking at, but those would be the top 5. Then the next question is, how do you fix autoimmunity? So autoimmunity is really tricky to fix. Typically it's going to require help from a nutritionist or health coach who really knows a lot about autoimmunity, and some kind of functional medicine doctor. It can also be sometimes chiropractors or acupuncturists, but you're probably going to need professional help above and beyond your traditional MD. And in most cases, you won't be able to just take a pill or a drug and fix your autoimmunity, because there's a couple things that have to happen. So for one thing, you have to figure out the root cause or causes of why you got what you got. And most people are going to have to do things like detoxes, infrared sauna, change their supplements, their diet, their exercise routine, reduce their stress, fix their sleep. All these different things can help contribute to helping to fix autoimmunity. That said, once you have autoimmunity or some kind of autoimmune disorder, you're probably going to be at risk for potentially relapsing or developing others for the rest of your life. So you're always going to have to be really, really careful and be on guard, and it doesn't necessarily mean that because you've gone into remission that you've completely cured it. Okay, then the last question asked here is, can autoimmune be cured? So this is going to go back again to the little question of how do you fix autoimmunity? The short answer to this is no, not really, but kind of. So, like I said, if you do the work that it takes and work with the right professionals, get on the right supplements to to some degree you can be cured, but that doesn't mean that you're not still going to have a risk of being able to relapse, or that you couldn't come back at some point, or that technically your labs might say you still have it. So that's just some things to keep in mind. Hope you found the answers to these questions about autoimmunity to be helpful. If you'd like to talk with me, the link is in the description below, as well as some other useful links. Take care and have a great day.